All right, perfect. Okay, so this is a public information meeting for temporary use permit D2022.020-TUP, and it's for a vacation rental in Electoral Area D. So just a quick briefer on what a public information meeting is. It is informal in nature, so I'm not taking any minutes, but we do keep recordings of our meetings, predominantly for just reference purposes as staff. Any comments that you want to bring forward to the regional district board should be submitted in writing, so either an email or through the submission of a feedback form mailed in or dropped off in person. So I'm the planner on the file, and we do have the applicant Jim here to answer any questions. And if we can't answer all the questions tonight, we can certainly follow up, and I will have my contact information at the end, or you can send your contact information to me. So with using WebEx, we will take questions in turn. So if you'd like to speak and you're using a computer, just click on the participants tab at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and you'll just need to hover your mouse over your name and click the raise hand button. But if you are participating by phone, you'll have to click *3 to raise your hand. You'll be unmuted when it's your turn to speak, and I'll just let you know if that's the case. And after you're done, just make sure to click the raise hand button or press *3 to take your hand down. So just a quick run through of the application status. We have had this application since September 13th, 2022. We sent out agency referrals, so that includes different ministries or different agencies that would have some sort of interest in the file, such as the Agricultural Land Commission, Interior Health Authority, and other organizations as well. And we sent those out October 4th, 2022. We're having our public information meeting tonight, and regional district board consideration at this time is to be determined, and it just depends on the receipt of additional information, just specifically getting a final inspection for the health and safety inspection. So this property is located at 2238 Sun Valley Road, outside of Okanagan Falls. The zoning of the property is Agriculture 1, and the OCP designation of the property is Agriculture. The property is entirely within the ALR, the Agricultural Land Reserve, and the parcel is 4.06 hectares in size. Currently, the property contains a single detached dwelling that has a secondary suite, 2 accessory buildings, so those are storage sheds, as well as 2.5 acres of planted vineyard. The vacation rental policies within the Electoral Area D official community plan supports short-term rentals of residences, provided that community and neighborhood needs and other land use needs can be addressed. And the OCP does lay out different criteria that could be addressed as well. So specifically for this proposal, the applicant is asking to operate a vacation rental within a principal dwelling unit and that secondary suite. I'll just show a floor plan that shows it's a bit of a unique situation with this dwelling, but the maximum number of bedrooms, or the number of bedrooms that are being requested to be occupied, would be 2 per dwelling, so that's 4 total. Maximum occupancy would be 4 per dwelling, and that's 8 total. And the proposed season would be May 1st to October 31st. This is a first-time application, therefore the application is only for 1 season. However, the applicant would be in a position to apply to renew that that temporary use permit following that first season and apply for a 3-year term. So here's a floor plan. So with respect to this dwelling, there is the main dwelling here that I've shown in blue, and that's the principal dwelling, and it contains a secondary suite. And it's really considered a secondary suite just on the basis that it is disconnected from the rest of the principal dwelling unit just by that garage there. So it does have to be split up in order to be considered as part of this the temporary use permit. So just a bit of a technicality there. Now, when we are reviewing vacation rentals, there's a set of criteria that the OCP does lay out that the board may consider when deciding whether or not to issue a TUP. The first of which being the capability of accommodating on-site domestic water and sewage disposal. Second of which being mitigation measures that are being provided, such as screening and fencing. The third being the provision of adequate off-site parking or off-street parking. confirmation that the structure complies with the BC building code. So really just was it issued a building permit? Or if it wasn't, is it up to par? And our health and safety inspection requirement does check that off. So the last criteria that we would be looking at is the benefits that the accommodation may provide to the community. So kind of in relation to these criteria, one of the things that we typically look for is a letter from a registered on-site wastewater practitioner. In this case, the applicant did submit correspondence that did show that the existing septic system wouldn't be able to accommodate the maximum of 8 people in the vacation rental. However, the applicant has identified that they would be upgrading the septic system prior to the vacation rental use, and that is something that we would be recommending is completed prior to the issuance of a TUP. Another thing that we would look for is a parking plan, which I'll show in the next slide, that has been submitted to us. And as I mentioned before, health and safety inspection is required as part of our vacation rental temporary use permit application process. And at this time, I do believe that the deficiencies that were pointed out in the health and safety inspection have been resolved, but just need to be confirmed through a final inspection. So this is the parking plan here. It just shows the required 4 parking spots. And then I just wanted to show a quick aerial photo just to show where the septic dwellings are on the property. So the conditions that we would be recommending are applied to the TUP would be that you would have that 1 full season approval. So that lays out the term of the permit. And it does meet the criteria for being a seasonal use under a temporary use permit. So that being between May and October. The applicant would have to post information within the vacation rental regarding how to contact them if there are any problems, as well as information on the noise bylaw. There would be a maximum occupancy of 2 people per bedroom, so 4 per dwelling, and that would lead to 8 total. As mentioned before, they would be providing 4 parking stalls, as you require 1 parking stall per bedroom. The permit would be issued subject to a prohibition of camping or use of RVs or accessory buildings for vacation rental occupancy on the property. And again, as mentioned, just being posting the TUP and contact information to neighbors there. So if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you don't get a chance to speak tonight, please go ahead and contact me at the email below, as well as by phone. And thank you. It looks like we do have 3 attendees on the line now. If you have any questions, just feel free to click the raise hand button and I can unmute you if you'd like to speak. And Aaron, I do see your comment there in the chat, so thank you. And Jim, if you do have anything else that you'd like to add with respect to the application, please feel free.
Just by way of update, we have redone the septic and we're just waiting for a letter from the septic professional. So that's been done. And we've phoned today for the health and safety inspection to be done as we fix the 3 areas that they were looking at.
Perfect. Yes, I did speak to Anton about that. And I'll go ahead and drop my contact information in the chat as well, just in case anyone has any questions afterwards. So I don't see any hands up, but just so everyone knows, I will be holding this public information meeting open until 7:30. So you're welcome to stay on the line or hop off. I'm okay either way. But thank you for coming.
Thanks so much, Shannon. Appreciate it.
You bet, not a problem. So it is 7:30 and we haven't got any other questions. So I'm just going to wrap it up for the night. And I wanted to thank you again for coming and participating. So thank you.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Have a good night.